Welcome to another GA Canine training video, folks. And today, actually, this is really going to be a great one because one of the biggest problems we have with tracking sometimes is the amount of air scent that's evolved and how dogs manage and deal with blown human odor. And this is really a good example of it with this one. The other thing we have to understand is that during the daytime, the earth really has a tendency to breathe out. That scent vapor has a tendency to rise and blow with the currents as the earth radiates heat back outwards. And it doesn't happen so much during the nighttime, but day it's a big deal. Our dog Whiskey's really now getting into some more complex trails, even though she's a young pup, only 5 months old. And this one she manages incredibly well. Just wait till you see the air scent issues that she deals with. I'm going to try to enumerate them, describe them, and then show you on the map how she deals with them. First issue we have here is a transition from this really lush green to nothing but brown loamy earth. And because we have this big transition with all that massive odor to quite a bit less, the dog's going to circulate a little bit sometimes looking for it. This is really common with young dogs. She just got impatient, was moving a little bit too fast when she was on the green stuff, and when she got to the brown stuff, she kind of got thrown for a loop. So right now she's hunting for odor. Is she working? Yes. Is she in odor? No. You'll see when she gets into it. Quick head pop right here. We're back on track and we're in odor and doing quite well.
I like that. She checked.
Overconfident in that nice green stuff.
Yeah, but it was good. She checked it and came back to it.
I love that she hunted and found it.
Yeah.
So what we have to do is really pay attention to body language. Whiskey's relatively nose down, tail up. This is when she's in really good odor, and this is the behavior that we're following when she's in odor. When this changes, that tells you something's happening. So all of a sudden, we're starting to get these little head pops right there that we weren't getting before. In the lush grass, we've really got good track, but still, look how that head's up a little bit. What is this telling us? This is the beginning of detection of air scent. Where is the air scent coming from? Well, in this case, the wind is coming directly in front of the dog, but slightly to the right. Slightly to the right. So it's going from right and then down slightly to the left, directly in front of the dog. Now notice she's almost completely heads up. What's happening is she's detecting the air scent and now falling for it. She's left the track completely. Notice the little wag of the tail and the quick run into the odor. What this is telling us is that the wind is shifting. It's not being consistent in direction of travel. And that's going to happen a lot whenever we're in the woods, because every time the wind hits a big pile of brush or a bunch of trees, it's going to change direction. So right now, Whiskey has left the trail altogether, and she's chasing the blown odor. The odor is coming from the checkered flag up at the top left corner and blowing down towards the bottom of the picture, towards where you see Whiskey's later going to circle. This is a general direction of the wind scent, and this is a common problem we see with a lot of young dogs. They get to the scent picture that's blowing slightly away from them, and they start to follow it because they haven't hit the exact scent cone yet. They're at the edge of odor that's fluctuating and a little bit inconsistent in general direction of travel. So what a lot of young dogs have a tendency to do is they follow it. They follow it until it runs out, or until they hit the scent cone. These are the two things that generally happen. But there is one situation that occurs with super high drive dogs. These are the dogs that have so much energy and so much drive they can't get out of their own way. And we see this with a lot of young patrol dogs that haven't got a lot of patience just yet. They haven't developed it. These dogs will just keep running and hunting in the direction that they started to go because that's the direction they started to go. They'll get to the end of odor and they just keep running. And this can be really frustrating for new handlers that don't recognize the lack of behavior that says, I no longer have odor. The key to it is we have to have a dog that's going to stop and then come back on their own, or a dog that's going to be able to hunt and locate that scent picture one more time. What I mean by that scent picture is either the track or the air scent again.
GPS on this one? Yeah, I do. I reckon the corner might be here.
So Whiskey's still in a little bit of air scent right now. Not strong. It's on the edge of it. She's trying to move in to try to locate it, in particular to try to locate that scent cone. But while she's doing so, that scent picture starts to dissipate. It's starting to end. The key to learning is self-discovery. The dog has to understand that what it did created the problem. And by working through the problem and being allowed to do so, as long as it looks like the dog is working, if it comes up with a solution, it's going to learn from that. On the other hand, if we grab the dog and take it where we perceive the scent to be, the only thing he's going to learn is that we helped him. Now, in this case, Whiskey just got odor and air scent back again, but it's fleeting. It only lasts for a short time. Is every time she runs out of an air scent, she stops and waits for it to come back. She doesn't keep hunting very much.
Yeah.
That's odd. Okay, so we are now at the very bottom of the map, the small little triangle that you see right where the picture ends. Okay, so the air scent's gone completely, and the dog has followed it till its end. It's no longer hunting in the direction it started. It's starting to think about solving the problem in another way. This is when Whiskey decides to backtrack. Yes, backtrack. A 5-month-old puppy is backtracking her own track to the direction where she lost it to begin with. This is so uncommon. We don't see this very often with young dogs, and it's really, really beautiful thing to watch.
Ooh, good girl. Good girl.
You didn't see the barbed wire.
No, she ran into it.
So when something like this happens, there's two things that you can do. Number one, we find the air scent again.
Yep.
Or two, you got to get back to the track.
Yeah.
So the track, unfortunately, was a ways back. Finding it may not necessarily be easy.
No.
Unless you knew exactly where she did the transition at. But she's going back in the general direction it came from.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking, just letting her work.
A little bit and see what happens.
Yeah, without helping her.
Some dogs have that ability to get back to the track. And I think one of the ways they do it is they track us back. Literally, they backtrack the way we came. Right around in this area.
Yep. She's doing really well. Because I thought we were on the corner here as well.
We cut right and then we cut left.
Yep. Yep. Here we.
Cut it back again.
Yeah.
And then it went away. So we're back in the area where we deviated from the track line to the air scent and started chasing blown odor. That all happened right here. And at this moment, at this time, this is when she gets a quick little air scent that only lasts for a short period of time. and then she gets back on track really, really nicely.
Oh, that's so beautiful to
We're in a
watch.
clean area, so we were not here yet. See that wagging tail?
Yes.
The wind is coming from the front. This is the point where she intersects the track, gets back on it. But one of the things that occurs is she's still getting a little bit of wind scent too, because the air scent is coming in our general direction, but this is also right exactly on the track line. Right here, Whiskey deviates from the track line once again, goes a really nice hard left, and she's responding strictly to air scent. We're actually in the scent pool of the subject right now. Our subject is to the right, maybe 30 or 40 meters, but Whiskey is dealing with scent pool issues and blown odor all throughout here. It forces her to actually have to go back to the track. Okay. So I think not only were you on air scent, but you were also on a little bit of the track, because her footprints were back there.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
Somebody with small feet. This is where Whiskey picks up the track one more time, right here. Look at that.
Yeah, nice air scent.
At the track.
Yep.
See that? She thought she was really close back there.
Yeah, and I thought she was too.
Well, I think she thought she was.
Yeah. Yep, we're good here. I can see Kiana. Woohoo! Super mon ami, très bien. Tu es magnifique. Super bon chien.